to answer questions. Asaf was better at this than she was. Selma wanted to stop opening the door when the bell rang, but the neighbors and the relatives and the friends kept trickling in, and she watched her parents greet them all and serve them tea and kebabs and vanilla tea cake from the bakery. "All we can do is have patience, sabar," the visitors said, and her parents nodded and murmured, "He went too soon." Back and forth, a seesaw of endless lament. It irritated Selma, this assumption on her parents' part that they understood. Their lives had been unburdened with illnesses or untimely deaths. She was still here, wasn't she? How she hated that. Her mother misunderstood the look on her face. "We are not going anywhere," she said one afternoon, reassurance and patience in her voice. "Don't you worry, Betty." Selma did not want them here, but it would have made her seem completely unhinged had she said that out loud. Every evening her parents talked about Jamal, while Asaf's parents listened, and Asaf added his own words to their descriptions of him. So, in Selma's mind, Jamal became taller. He had been tall for his age. Kinder. Remember when he helped his cousin with his homework? A model son. He never talked back, was always responsible. But the last phrase resisted being pinned onto the glorious moment that was building in her memory. Once he had shouted at her, his face red and his voice straining as he told her to leave his room. It was terrible that they had to resume eating and drinking and sleeping. Now they sat at the dining table for breakfast, having ordinary toast and eggs and drinking ordinary tea. The sounds of TV and Jamal were missing. It was always going to be this way now. Selma imagined a whole series of forevers climbing up her like a vine, the R of one linked to the F of the other, choking her. "I have to go back to work," said Asaf, and Sophia added, "I should go back to school." And Selma realized that it would be wonderful to not have to see them for a while. Then she felt guilty, because what she should have been doing, what she should at least have been wanting to do, was grab Sophia and hug her and not let her go to school. Someone had foolishly said to her, "You still have your daughter." Asaf was saying something now, and she made herself pay attention to it. "It will do you good when you go back to teaching," he said. She supposed it was time now for everyone to want to feel some relief and to move on to other routines and faces. Her parents returned to Rawalpindi and Asaf to his office. Sophia and Salma entered the school together, and wordlessly they split. Jamal's friends were here somewhere. Salma would not look for them, she decided. For a moment she felt a little lost. Asaf was probably creating lists of things to do, and Sophia was working hard at not remembering her brother's presence in the school's grounds and corridors. Selma opened the folder which contained lesson plans for English literature. Jamal would have been one of her students this year. The staff room at the school was Selma's least favorite place. The arrangement of the sofas left no room for one's own thoughts. One's face was always presented for scrutiny to the person sitting across the room. "At least he died when he was still an innocent child," said a teacher who liked to think that she was a special friend of Selma's during this difficult time. Her words made Selma's mouth go thin. She wanted to growl at the woman. Another time, a different well-intentioned teacher said, "You must not let yourself become morbid." He taught history and was used to dead things.